I feel that the artist in me and the mom are two very different hats that I put on, you know, and it's important for me to keep them separate.
In 2007, Christina Aguilera launched the Back to Basics Tour, complete with an on-stage 3-ring circus. But the most exciting event happened off-stage.
I took one of those little home pregnancy tests and I started tearing up and, you know, getting really emotional because I realized I was going to be a mommy.
I was in the car on the way to the airport when she called me.
There was no way I'd be able to hold, you know, that secret until he got back. I couldn't help it. I had to share it with him. I was like, get ready for the surprise of your life. You know, I've got some pretty big news for you, basically insinuating that, yes, he was going to be a daddy.
When I got out of the car, I just like screamed in the middle of the airport. I was so excited.
Christina kept the news under wraps and stayed on the road.
When Christina found out that she was pregnant, it was really a little bit earlier than we had hoped for it to happen, because she still had the last leg of her tour, which was going to take her to Asia and Australia.
I was definitely worried about Christina performing such a grueling 90-minute show while being pregnant. It was scary, and I think she was a little bit scared too as well.
There were definite precautions that I made sure, you know, checked out with the doctor before I went. I wore the heart monitor for a little bit, you know, just to make sure I was good and everything was on point and healthy.
A few months later, the rest of the world got on board, thanks to Paris Hilton.
We were in Las Vegas and we were at a nightclub.
Not realizing that she hadn't announced it yet, Paris Hilton let the cat out of the bag.
Congratulations to the most beautiful pregnant woman in the world.
She was very sweet about it, and Christina was like, well, there it is. What are you gonna do about it, you know?
I was just so blissful. It wasn't even on my agenda to be upset about. I know, it was so funny because a lot of people were like, are you upset? Blah, blah, blah. It was like some kind of like this little mini drama, and I was like, really? Like, I am what? The most important thing to me is that friends and family know, and at that point in the game, they did. It was, you know, everything happens for a reason.
On January 12, 2008, Christina and Jordan welcomed a 6-pound, 2-ounce baby boy named Max Lerone Bratman.
It was just something I'll never forget. We walked in, and there's Christina holding Max. I'd never seen my daughter before holding her own child. It was the most touching thing I'd ever seen.
The first time I saw Christina hold my son was one of the best moments of my life.
Max's birth inspired Christina to get political.
Beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties.
It was really important for me to get involved with Rock the Vote in this case because, you know, being a new mom, this particular election obviously was historic. So it was really special for me to involve my son and I both in the campaign and to try to encourage the younger generation to vote, young and old for that matter.
It's time to make history. It's time to rock the vote.
I think it wasn't even like a choice or a question for her, and it was just something that she had to do.
It's also important for me as a mom to get back to what makes me feel good and what makes me me, and still pushing for my ultimate dreams and goals, which have yet to be accomplished.
Her greatest challenge is to balance her creativity and the work that goes into what she does, and then to be a great wife and a great mother.
I wish that I could, you know, separate myself into 5 different people at you know, any given time. But you can't, and you have to make the most with what you've got, and I do that every day.
For the moment, mother is job number 1.
Max is the most important thing to her, and he always comes first, and she's always making sure that he's smiling and that he's happy and comfortable, and you know, as a man, that's all you want from your family, and that's really what makes me most proud of her, is really how great of a mom that she is.
I'm entertained just sitting back watching her when I visit because, you know, she's following him around, he's never out of her sight. But what I also like is she's nurturing his creativity because she lets him touch everything.
Christina's greatest personal accomplishment, I would have to say, is just being a mother. She strives for the best in everything that she does, and parenthood is no exception to that.
Jord brings, wow, I'm really tearing up. He brings just unbelievable, unconditional love that, I'm like totally crying. Jordan just continuously just makes me fall deeper and deeper in love with him every day. He just exudes such love and such a great father to Max that it just makes me the happiest woman alive. And I'm lucky to have him in my life. Wow, okay, sorry, cut. I'm motivated for my son, and I'm not driven by that pain anymore. I like to live spontaneously, and I like to just go with the flow and have fun with life.
With the release of Keeps Getting Better, a decade of hits on November 11, 2008, 27-year-old Christina Aguilera celebrated 10 years of pop stardom.
I truly can't believe it's been a decade already. This is really a thank you to my fans for sticking behind me for so many years and giving me such a great decade of fun and excitement. It's been quite the journey.
Even with a new baby, Aguilera wasted no time jumping into her next album.
This one is all about the future. Yes.
Future?
So we're going into the future, a very modern sort of high fashion approach.
I might suggest, for your new image, perhaps like as a new mum, come out in a maternity bra looking all tired.
Not what I had in mind.
Whenever Max was born, I really gravitated for some reason towards a lot of electro music and sort of that sort of futuristic sound. I was listening to a lot of artists like 07, which they have worked a lot with one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Sia, who's absolutely amazing. So I reached out to them.
We talked for a little bit, and she just said that she was wondering if I wanted to help her write some songs for her next album. And of course, the answer was yes. And she said, I'm kind of interested in stepping into your world.
I really wanted to step inside their world and see how they put together their sound and their music and sort of experiment with different textures and sounds of my voice that I've never really, showcased before.
I thought to myself, oh, well, this is the craziest opportunity I've ever been given. Who out of my friends do I want to make $1 million? I thought, oh, how about my oldest and dearest friend, Sam? Called him up. He obviously grew flowers in his guts and out his ears and was like, yes.
Obviously incredibly happy and amazed that, it was going to happen.
Sia and Sam Dixon flew to LA to work in Christina's home studio.
Christina had a very clear sort of perception of what she wanted this album to be as far as the mood and what she wanted the songs to be about.
We got right down to writing, and we took a week and a bit. We wrote 4 songs. I think that one of them is like the best thing that she's done since Beautiful. Another one is like just an awesome, catchy Christina song, and one of them is really personal for her and is about her kid. It's almost like a lullaby.
There is a song that I wrote about and for Max. It's a really, really special song. I'm really, really excited to hear what he thinks of it when he gets older. But for now, it's just me and my husband. We actually slow dance to it because it's such a sweet song and it reminds us of Bubba. We call him Bubba. Our little bubs.
Other artists stepped up to collaborate.
Latigra, Ladytron, Goldfrapp were all aboard for this record, and it's really been a blast.
I know Linda Perry that's the ballad queen right there. She and Christina have a dope chemistry, and she's on this album too.
We have some amazing things up our sleeves that I'm really, really excited about. We're tapping into places vocally and musically that we really haven't been to before.
The new record will break new ground. I think if you're a Christina fan, this new record will be exactly what you're looking for.
Even I wouldn't have quite expected the wide range of different textures and sound that's on this record. So I'm so so excited to put it out there. It's amazing.
Meanwhile, Aguilera planned the launch of her third fragrance, Christina Aguilera by Night.
I think it's safe to say, that I have many different sides of me, but ultimately, I love everything about truly being a girly girl, so I think fragrance really came hand in hand with that. I love giving the fans something else to be a part of and to enjoy.
The fragrance line has been unbelievably successful, so that's a continuing project. There's, more fragrances coming soon.
It's just amazing to watch her because not only is she ultra creative, but she's a brilliant businesswoman.
Very nice.
The singer also worked with Stephen Webster for a new line of jewelry.
Grab your hair a little bit, pull it a bit in your face.
Our 2008 campaign that we shot, that sort of established Christina to be the face of Stephen Webster, the brand. And we moved on 2009 to a whole different approach. And I've had amazing response to that. People absolutely love it.
Christina found time to give back, lending her voice to the United Nations food program, World Hunger Relief.
As a mom, I can't accept that even one child could go hungry or that a child dies every 6 seconds from hunger. By lending my voice to this cause, I can raise awareness and move millions of people and children from hunger to hope.
Not too late.
And in 2010, Christina will star in a new movie, Opposite Share.
She's been looking for a right script for a long, long time. This script just completely spoke to her. It was the right script at the right time.
I feel really good and really excited about just having my first film acting experience in the movie Burlesque. So it's going to be a really, really fun time for me.
These days, life is sweet for Christina Aguilera.
Considering all she's been through, I am just so proud of her for just being real and being herself.
She had a pretty tough childhood, but she overcomes any obstacle. Not a lot of people, I think, could say that they're really inspired by their wife, but I am.
I'm motivated by the happiness in my life. I'm motivated for my son in making a great life for him, and it's just really nice that that I'm not driven by that pain anymore.
She's an artist, so she takes her life experiences and she turns it into something beautiful. That's who she is. That's why I love her.
I still feel like I've just started and it's just the beginning. So many more places to go, adventures to be had.
With Christina, I see a lot of happiness. Family-wise, I see more grandchildren. Are you listening, Christina?
To be so young and to be so accomplished and to have so much left to do, so many songs left to sing, whether new or old or in between, we're all in for a treat.
Christina Aguilera is going to leave a huge footprint on the music industry. Christina is on track to icon status.
She was the pop star, and then she sort of got dirty, and then she became a woman, and now a mother before our eyes. Christina is just a very determined, strong character, and she seemed to have gotten through that with a lot of class and style.
I look forward to the next 10 years down the road because I'm definitely not going to stop.